In today's lesson, what we're going to do is extend what we started in the last one, creating a menu scene. So we're going to add another scene, and we're going to have what's called a splash screen with a picture first, covering most of our screen, and we're not going to have to press a button. It will just pause there for 2 seconds, and then it will come back to our menu scene. So since we're going to create something quite similar to the menu scene, we're going to just copy the menu scene code to begin with. And we're just going to place it, a second copy of it here. And we'll leave one version of it, and then we will call the next version of it splash scene. Because this scene is going to have a timer that waits for 2 seconds, we're going to need a couple more import statements. So we're going to use import time, and later on we're going to use random numbers as well. So we're going to import random as well. So those two import statements we're going to have to add in. So this is now a splash scene. We're going to use the exact same MT Game Studio image bank from before. This one is just going to be an image sitting by itself, so we don't need any of the text stuff. So all this from last time we're just going to remove. To begin with, we're going to just start with placing the 0th image across the entire screen, and we need to remove the text because we don't have any text. And the different part here is, instead of looking for key input and moving if they press start and then checking this 60 times a second, now we want to come in, just pause for 2 seconds, and then immediately move not to game scene but to menu scene. So I have a chunk of code that does that, so I'm just going to copy it so you don't need to watch me type. So, oh, that did not work. I need to get rid of that. Okay, that's not working for some reason. Let's try this again. There we go. So once again, we still have our game loop, but instead of doing any checking for input from the keys, we just pause for 2 seconds. That's what this does, time.sleep for 2 seconds, and then as soon as we're done, we'll go to the menu scene. So that will update we'll now have this, at the moment, just blank white scene, and then after 2 seconds, it will head to menu. So that's the first thing we're going to do. The next thing is, instead of just having a plain white background, we actually want to pick out particular images from our image bank and place them in specific locations on our screen. So if you check the website for today, I gave you this code here. So what this does is, there's this new function called tile, and it has an ordered pair. So this is an XY coordinate of tiles showing up on our screen, and then the third number is which particular image tile we are talking about. So I'm just going to go to the File Explorer so you can see MT Game Studio image bank. And you will notice when you look at this that the first one is just a blank white one, but then we have all these other shapes. And what we're going to do is we're going to knit these back in to a picture that's going to show up on our screen. And to do that, we use this tile which says on which coordinate which one of the particular tiles should show up. And you'll notice we reuse some of them, particularly the white blank one, over and over again. because remember we only have 16 images in total on the image bank. So I have some code for that as well that I'm just going to paste in. You'll notice it is the same. So this goes after stage grid once we have that set up. So I'm just going to take all of this here and copy it. So this is the background image or background tile stuff is on the website for today, and then the stage grid that is from before. So I'm just going to paste that in. So it replaces this portion right here. So that tells the PyBadge for this particular background, grab from the tile set at this location that exact tile set. So once you do that, what it will actually knit together is the logo for MT Game Studio, which turns out to just be a light bulb. So that will work to make the light bulb show up. The next thing that we'd like to do is to, when it's traditional for especially Game Boy games to have this sort of coin sound, when you select the coin, this bing sound, show up at the very beginning. So we'd like to add that sound right at the top. And we've already done sound before, so we're going to do the exact same kind of code, but we're going to use this coin wave file instead. So you've seen code like this before. So we create a variable that is of this coin wave. We get our audio thing. We're going to stop any audio just in case it happens to be running. We set mute to false, and then we're going to play the sound right away. So we're going to play the sound as soon as the scene starts. We're going to set up our stage, and then for the background, we're going to place the tiles in the proper location. We pause for 2 seconds, and then we head to the menu. So that's what we're actually going to be doing for today.